Hello and welcome to the Six Figures training. I'm so excited to do this call because I feel like there has been so many things that have been catalysts for the speed that my business has actually grown at, and a few in particular that will benefit you and allow you to elevate your business as well. So those are the few that we're actually going to be diving into in this free training. I feel like when we have a goal like build a six-figure business or make 100, no, that's the same thing, make 500K a year or become a multi-six-figure business owner, I feel like we automatically go to think like, I need to offer 5 new services. I need to gain 10 new clients. I need to start lash and brow training. I need to become a business coach. I need to do all of these things, but we don't actually look at where we're lacking and the more important things like within our existing business that we're already doing. So there's one thing that I really want to point out before we actually get into the content of the training. And obviously this is a pre-recorded training. I cannot speak to you guys now. So I would really love it if you could DM me, message me, email me, whatever the thing is, your thoughts on this training so that we can actually connect and talk about this training, because obviously there's no chat box. We can't jump on this call and talk. So DM me your thoughts on this training. That is pretty much the only thing that I want to speak to before we actually get into the content. So before we actually get into the content of the call, I kind of want to go into my journey, my business experience, how I got to where I am, and the timeline that I've done it in for anyone that is new here, because I feel like there will be a few new faces on here. And if you don't know, I own a lash and brow business, which then recently has expanded into business coaching and educating at the end of last year, which now that I say it, isn't actually that recently. It's like a year ago. So my journey started at the end of 2020, I think it was. I was 15, 16, around that age, one of the two. And the original plan was go to uni, study business, become a retail manager. That was the original plan. I had no clue what I wanted to do. All I knew was that I wanted to own a business. I wanted to run a business. I wanted to manage a business. I wanted to manage a store. I wanted to do something along the lines of owning or managing a business. That is the only thing I knew. I was like in year 12, and even before that, everyone was like, yeah, I want to go to uni for this. I want to do this. I want to become a vet. I want to be a doctor. I want to go study nursing. Like, I want to do all of these things. And I was kind of sitting here like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what am I going to do with my life when the only thing that I knew I wanted to do and the only thing that I was actually interested in was business? I had no clue what kind of business I wanted to run. I had no clue what like the shop was going to be, what the business was going to be. I just knew it was going to be a fucking business. I literally remember like when I would have been like 7 or 8, I would literally go to bed dreaming of owning a business. I would dream of packing the orders, like setting up the shop, opening the shop, closing the shop, doing all of that thing, being on the phone and being like this big businesswoman. I literally remember dreaming of that when I was so young. So at the end of 2020, I ordered this like little nail kit, and it was just like one of those acrylic nail kits that I wanted to like do my own nails with, because I was like, I can't find a good nail tech in my area, so I'm literally just going to do them by myself. From there, it kind of turned into doing my friends' nails, because they were like, oh my God, do you want to do my nails? And I was like, yeah, sure, go on. And then from there, it turned into people from school seeing their nails and my nails and be like, oh my God, do you want to do my nails? And I was like, yeah, why not? Like, let me order some more stuff and I'll do it. And then from there, it turned into, I remember we were sitting in class one day, and one of the girls in the class was like, oh my God, like, why don't you start an Instagram page just to show your progress? And at the time I was like, oh yeah, like there's no harm in it. I'll show my progress, like how good I'm going to get, because I was shocking at the time. And like, I thought nothing of it. So I started the Instagram, and then people around my area that weren't actually in school with me, I didn't know, like I had no clue who they were. They were just finding me on Instagram and booking with me. And I was like, oh my God, like at the time I was literally in my bedroom. Like I was in my fucking bedroom doing people's nails that I had no clue who they were. So from there, I kind of thought like this could be my business. This could be the business that I've been dreaming of. This could be where I want to go after school. So I actually invested all of my savings into a lash course. I took the lash course, and then within 1 or 2 months, it was like 1 or 2 months, I was fully booked. I was working 70 plus hours with my other job and then clients as well. I was working another job full time, and then I was doing clients like 40 hours a week. And it was just so fucking much. Like, I was run down to the point where I was crying mid-shift at my other job. Like, it was actually insane. So when I was doing like these 70-hour weeks, I knew that it wasn't sustainable and I couldn't keep going on that way. And in the back of my mind, it was kind of like, if I quit my job now, is my business just going to slow down? Because at the time it was actually December. And we all know, like, December in the beauty industry is the busiest month of the entire year. So in the back of my mind, I was kind of like, after December, is it just going to slow down again? Am I going to need more money? Am I going to need to pick up another job? And all of these negative things in the back of my mind. But at the same time, I was kind of like, this is my chance. This is my chance to really make this business go far and actually take it far as well. So I quit my other job. After 2 months of lashing, I was solely working on my business, my clients for 2 months. And then I was studying beauty therapy for the entire like 2021. And then at the end of 2021, I went full-time again. So that first year was very much like a building and establishing stage, right? It was a very building year, getting my name out there, gaining those clients, so that when I did finish studying, I could actually just go full-time without having to work for anyone else, without having to gain salon experience or anything like that. I actually just wanted to go straight into my business and move full-time. Pretty much, fast forward, now we're here. In between, there was like a year where it was just carrying on with my clients, client in, client out, that sort of thing. And then at the end of last year, I actually started business coaching and educating, which is like, I found my purpose. Like, I found my purpose now, and now we're here. And I'm just so excited to teach you the 5 things. We're going to focus on 5 things that have allowed me to build a 6-figure business by the age of 20. Technically, I'm still 19, like recording this free training right now, I'm still 19. So we could say built a 6-figure business by 19, but I feel like 20 just sounds better. So we're going to go with 20. So the 5 things that I want to speak to that have allowed me to build a 6-figure business by the age of 20, that I feel like are the key kind of catalysts for my rapid growth, is the ability to take fast action, learning from people who are already where I want to be and in the position that I want to be in, taking responsibility and doing what is required of me, putting money on the table, and eating frogs. I'm going to go into each one now so that you guys can actually take some notes, maybe see where you are or aren't doing these in your business, and anything that you can be doing to elevate your own business as well. The first one that we're going to go through is taking fast action, and all of these are equally important, but I feel like this has been such an important one for me specifically. I feel like I'm such a fast mover. I make moves very, very fast. Like, for me, before even like doing my lash training, I already had like 10 models booked in for practice. After a call with my mentor, I'll go and do the things that we talk about straight after the call. Like, I'll write notes, and straight, like immediately after the call, I'll go and action those things. When I have a new offer idea, I action it straight away. Literally yesterday, I had an idea to do a new masterclass, which I've literally just planned out on my giant whiteboard. If you know me, you know I love giant whiteboards, and I know I love planning things out on my whiteboard. So if you saw the story of me planning things out on my whiteboard, you know that that is the offer that I just had the idea for the night before. If I notice something isn't working, I create a solution and take action to fix the problem immediately. Because I feel like a lot of people in business will take 2 months to even notice something isn't working or isn't going how they planned, and then they'll take another 2 months to actually create a solution, and then they'll take another 2 months to actually action the solution. Whereas me, it's like, I'll notice something isn't working straight away, and then I'll create a solution to fix that problem. And then immediately again, I'll action that solution. So I feel like this has been such an important thing for me. And a lot of other business owners need to incorporate fast action as well. So there's certain things that you kind of need to take time to action. Like say you were hiring a staff member or something. That is something that you kind of actually need to take time for and you need to really think about. Whereas smaller things like sorting your social media out or gaining clients or your booking system isn't the best and you think that it's not working how you want it to be. Those are things that you should be actioning fast. You should be creating solutions and then actioning that solution to fix the problem. So you essentially have two options in business. When something isn't working, you can either remain stagnant or you can make moves and evolve. A lot of people go wrong and they actually just remain stagnant and they don't choose to fix the problem. They don't choose to evolve. They don't choose to make moves because it's fucking scary, right? Doing things that you haven't done before is scary. And that is why so many people don't do it. So I hear all the time, like people saying, I feel stuck. I don't know what to do next. I don't know where to go. Like, I don't know how to get to here. I don't know how to get from A to B. Like, I don't know what I need to be doing. I feel stuck. And it's because they choose to remain stagnant. They have the choice. You have the power of choice. That is the one thing that you have. You always have the power of choice. You can choose to remain stagnant or you can choose to make moves and actually evolve. So next time you kind of see something not working, you notice something isn't working as well as you hoped, you notice something isn't going along as smoothly as you'd hoped, you'd notice something's feeling heavy and leaky and is draining all your energy, straight away, create a solution to fix that. And then actually take action and fix the problem with the solution. The next thing that I want to speak to is time collapsing. So if you don't know what time collapsing means, it literally just means shortening your journey. So if I say that I have time collapsed my journey by hiring a coach and mentor, it means that I've shortened my journey by hiring a coach or mentor, which is actually true. Like, it is actually something that I have done. With time collapsing, the fastest way to get to where you want to be is to learn from people who are where you actually want to be. So learning from people who have already been through the struggles that you're going through in a position that you want to be in. So say you're someone who wants to have a commercial space, right? It is best to learn from someone who has a commercial space so you can time collapse that process, right? If you are someone who wants to become an educator, right? You want to do your own lash and brow trainings, nail trainings, head trainings, whatever the trainings are, in order to time collapse your process of becoming an educator and actually being booked out with trainings, is to learn from someone who is a successful educator. If you are someone who wants to become booked out with clients, you want to move full-time, you want to quit your other job, whatever the thing is, in order to be time collapsing your journey, you need to be learning from someone who has already done that. They've already built their clientele, they've already left their job, they've already moved full-time, they've already dealt with the struggles, they've already built that clientele that allows them to move full-time. They are the person you want to be learning from, right? So right from the beginning of my journey, at the start, it was very, very minimal education, trainings, personal development, that kind of thing. Like, it was very minimal, like ebooks, that type of thing. But as I kind of moved through business, it was kind of like at the end of 2021, I want to say, that was when I really, really started investing in education, right? Masterclasses, programs, private coaching, all of that sort of thing. And that is actually coincidentally when my business took off, right? End of 2021, that's where things went from like here to fucking here, right? And coincidentally, that was when I started investing in education, masterclasses, private coaching, all of that sort of thing, right? Because I was learning from people who are already in the position that I want to be in, right? They could tell me how to get from A to B without having all these fucking zigzags, right? Because when you do it on your own and there is no right or wrong way, you can absolutely go on your business journey by yourself, no mentor, no education, none of that sort of thing, you can absolutely build your business that way. But chances are you're going to be going from here, you're going to be going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, because you're going to encounter all of these new struggles, all of these new problems, all of these new things that come up in your journey because you haven't dealt with them, right? You don't know how to deal with them. You don't know how to avoid them. Because if you were investing in someone, private coaching, masterclasses, programs, all of the things, and they've actually dealt with that, they actually know how to avoid going down here. They know how to get you to going straight up. There is no right way to do business, right? There is no correct way. There's no wrong way. You could go along your business journey by yourself without a mentor, or you could go along your business journey with a mentor. The only difference is that person B with a mentor is going to move 10 times faster, right? That's putting it bluntly. They are going to move 10 times faster than you using the trial and error method, right? Because when you choose the trial and error method and you're going along your business journey by yourself, you're figuring things out as you go, things are coming up, things are like going wrong, going right, all of the things, struggles are coming up, whatever it is, you're on your own, right? You've never dealt with these things. You've never dealt with the struggle. You've never moved through the problem. You've never created a solution for this thing. You've never found something that's worked. So you're trialing and erroring, right? That's going to take 10 times longer than as if you were to go to someone who has dealt with that struggle and knows how to get from A to B, because they're going to be able to tell you the answers straight away. They're going to be able to tell you what works and what doesn't. They're going to be able to tell you what's worked for them and what will work for you. You don't need a business coach, right? You don't need to invest in private coaching, masterclasses, programs, broadcast, whatever the thing is. You don't need to, right? But you want to, because you want to time collapse your journey. You want to move faster. You want to get from A to B faster. You want to build your business faster. You want to become the boss bitch CEO faster, right? That is the ultimate goal. Whatever your ultimate goal is, whether it's a commercial space, fully booked, leaving your full-time job, becoming an educator, becoming a business coach, becoming a multi-six-figure business owner, whatever the goal is, we want to move as fast as possible, right? And me building my six-figure business in 3 years, roughly, by the age of 20, has been because I've invested in people who are where I want to be. The people who I'm investing in either have the business that I want, they have the mindset that I want, they have the strategy that I want, they have the life that I want, they have the habits that I want, they have whatever the thing is, they have something that I want, right? My current mentor at the moment, she has the life that I want. She has the life that I want. And so in order to move to get my dream life faster, I'm investing in her to tell me how to get from A to B, right? The third thing that I want to speak to is taking responsibility. And I feel like this is such a huge thing that people don't actually look into, right? This is where a lot of people can actually go wrong and actually cock block themselves, right? So when I say taking responsibility, I mean looking at all of the areas that you're not doing what you could be doing, right? You're not doing what is required of you. And there's a difference between doing the bare minimum and doing what's required of you, right? Because doing the bare minimum is just doing all of the things to get by. Whereas doing what is required of you is doing all of the things that are actually going to build your business and scale your business. So what this could actually look like is in terms of content creation, doing the bare minimum is posting 3 times a week, right? You're posting client photos. You're posting a caption where it's like classic lashes. That is the bare minimum. Versus doing what is required of you is actually creating content that's going to convert your audience. And that's the last thing that we'll talk about as well, right? There's a difference between the bare minimum and doing what is required of you. And in order to do what is required of you, you need to take responsibility. So after this call, I want you to literally write down all of the things that aren't going right in your business, right? Whether it's you don't have enough clients, you're not full-time, you're not gaining new clients, you're not selling your offers, whatever the thing is. Maybe clients are only coming once and they're not coming back. Write down all of the problems or things that aren't working in your business, and actually look at where you can take responsibility for where you're not doing what is required of you, right? So I actually did this a few months ago, and it was like me not having the amount of private coaching clients that I wanted, right? That was the problem that I was thinking of. And underneath that, I was like, where am I not taking responsibility for the things that I'm actually not doing to the level that I could be? And it was like, I wasn't showing up on my stories to the level that I could be. I wasn't posting the content to the level that I could be, right? It's not that I wasn't doing these things. It's that I wasn't doing them to the level that I could be, right? And something that I'm really implementing in my business at the moment is having really, really fucking high standards in all areas of your business, in all areas of my business. So whether that's my back end, whether that's my emails, whether that's my client experience, whether that's my onboarding process, whether that's my offer suite, whether it's my fucking website, having high standards in all areas of my business. So for an example, where with taking responsibility, we're going to use an example of you're not gaining enough clients, right? That's the example we're going to use. Where you're not possibly taking responsibility could be that you're not putting your full effort into your content creation. You're not posting a certain amount of times per week. You're not showing up in your stories every day. You're not putting the effort to elevate your client experience. You're not treating your business like a business. You're not elevating your booking system, and you might not even have a booking system. That's just a few examples of where you might not be taking responsibility for the problem, and the problem being not having enough clients, right? You can see how easy it is to actually find things when you actually lean in and be honest with yourself. And it can hurt your ego, because your ego could be like, no, I'm not doing anything wrong. Like, I'm doing all that I can. I'm doing all of the things. But when you're actually honest with yourself, you'll find things that you're not doing, or you could be doing better, right? Because there's always, always, always going to be things that we could be doing better, or to a new level, right? To a higher standard, right? The fourth thing that I want to talk to is eating frogs. And I don't mean literally eating frogs. I mean giving away services or offers for free or a discounted price in order to gain experience, content, and testimonials, right? And I mentioned before how before I even did my lash training, I had 10 models booked in to practice. Those 10 models, I think 5 might have been free, and then 5 might have been like highly discounted, right? I was willing to put money on the table in order to gain experience, content, and testimonials. Because without them, you have nothing, right? Without that word of mouth, you have nothing. Without the experience, you have nothing. Without content, you have nothing. Without testimonials, you have nothing. Without the word of mouth, you have nothing. Be willing to leave money on the table. And by that, I mean not worry about people not paying. I mean offer people discounted services. I mean give away things for free in order to actually build up and create that word of mouth, right? And I think this is this is probably the biggest thing, as well as my content, that allowed me to quit my other job within 2 months. So for me at the moment, like, I'm not building the beauty side of my business. I'm actually building the coaching side of my business. So for me, eating frogs and leaving money on the table for me right now looks like giving away offers or coaching, like strategy calls or masterclasses or things like that, away for free inside of other offers, right? So if you are inside Content Queen, right, you'll know about the little giveaway that's in there, right? If you're a private coaching client of mine, then you'll know that you get free access to all masterclasses, programs, offers that are launched within the time frame of your container, right? So it's just little things like that. And even upselling, when people purchase like an offer, it gives them a link to like purchase another offer for a discounted price. The very last thing that I want to speak to in this free training is content, right? Nowadays, social media is where literally everything is, right? Hairdressers are on social media, card detailers are on social media, your therapist is probably on social media, your business coach is on social media, your nail tech's probably on social media. Every little thing, every business is on social media, right? And if they're not on social media, they're probably losing potential clients, right? A lot of things nowadays are done online. I've been showing up consistently on social media for the last 3+ years. Even when I was in high school, even when I had 2 jobs and was working 70+ hours a week, even when I wasn't feeling like it, even when I didn't want to post, even when I didn't feel like showing up on social media, I still showed up. I stayed consistent for the last 3 years. Showing up consistently builds trust with your audience, right? The number one thing that stops people from booking with you or buying into your offers is that they don't trust you. It's actually as simple as that. That is the most common thing that stops people from buying into your offers or booking with you or whatever the thing is. Lack of trust is the thing that stops them. And when you show up consistently, it automatically builds trust with your audience, right? So say you're looking for a new hairdresser, right? And you find 2 people that other people have said that they're pretty good and that they'd recommend and they go to, but you look at their social medias and one posts twice a month and they don't show up in stories. Whereas the other one posts multiple times a week and shows up on their stories every single day. Which one are you picking? Because I know that if someone is showing up on social media every single fucking day, that they're committed, right? I know that I can trust them. And so I'm going to be picking the one that's showing up consistently. Okay, so that wraps up 6 Figures, the free training. Those are the 5 key things that I wanted to speak to within this training that have allowed me to build a 6-figure business by the age of 20. If you have just listened to me talking about the importance of showing up consistently on social media and you're like, how the fuck do you do it? I don't know what the fuck to post. You need to get inside Content Queen. By the time this free training goes live, Content Queen will be going live the day after, and if you're watching this a wee while later, then Content Queen will be available for instant access, which is so fun. You can jump on and watch it straight away. So Content Queen is the ultimate masterclass for the boss bitches who want to become essentially a content queen, right? You want to have a clear strategy plan behind your content and feel confident in knowing what to post, because I feel like within business, content can be, and most likely is, the thing that most people struggle with the most, right? They struggle thinking of content ideas. They spend ages scrolling on social media to spark content ideas. You feel like your content just isn't it. You'll post content for the sake of it without any strategy because you were told to post 2 to 5 times a week. You'll look at other people's content and be like, why can't mine be like that? Or why doesn't mine look that good? Or you'll have your branding, but not your brand. And you maybe even don't even know the difference between your brand and your branding. And you create content and then second guess yourself and don't post it, right? If that sounds like you need to get inside Content Queen, because after this masterclass, you will know exactly what you're going to post every single time you go to post and create content, right? You'll have a strategic plan behind every single piece of content, and you'll create content that actually converts your followers into paying clients or customers, right? You'll feel all aligned and authentic with your content and get a buzz every time you post content. I'm not even shitting you. You'll have a crystal clear understanding of your brand and how to represent it through your content to attract your ideal clients, right? You'll never be in a content rut again, and you'll always have your creative juices flowing, right? Because we're going to go through the things that can actually prevent your creative side from coming out and things that can actually put you in a content rut. So if that is sounding like a bit of you, then go and check out my Content Queen. Or if you've just been listening to me talking about time collapsing your journey and learning from people who are in a position that you want to be in so that you can move 10 times faster than if you were to do it on your own, you need to be checking out my private business coaching. I have 4, 8, and 12-week container options available, starting from $92 a week, which is such a steal. Coaching can be used for many, many different things, but I'll name a few so that you can kind of get an idea of what this could actually be used for. So some things could include like refining the back end of your business to a higher standard, setting up new systems to streamline your processes to create more time within your business for the more important things, elevating your client experience, offer creation, including soundboarding your ideas, creating the offer, setting the offer up on the back end, planning a launch, building hype and creating branding, gaining new clients and building a full-time clientele so that you can actually leave the shitty job that you hate showing up to, determining who your ideal client is and how to attract them effortlessly, transcending through limiting beliefs such as I can't speak in front of an audience or I can't post myself on social media, revamping your social media and systems to allow for a maximum client attraction and conversion, right? Creating unique, valuable, engaging content that converts followers into paying clients, because that is the ultimate goal. Moving to the online space and transitioning to an educator / coach if that is a path that you want to go down, or workshopping your own beauty trainings to a high standard. So those are just some ideas. Literally anything to do with business can be brought into these coaching containers. So if that sounds like something that you want or something that you need, something that you want to make your journey go faster, link is in my Instagram bio as usual. But other than that, that concludes our free training. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Again, make sure to DM me, message me your thoughts on the training, because obviously there's no chat box, which I'm really hating. This feels so weird just talking to myself, but I'm going to end the training there, and make sure to connect with me on Instagram